Good morning. It's Kelly Thorne-Gore, iBloom's founder and president, and I am so excited to teach you from our iBloom Planner verse of the week. So every week in the iBloom Planner, there is a verse that is kind of our guiding point for the week. And I know I say this pretty regularly, but this is one of my favorite verses. And I need to put it into context. So I'm going to read you the verse that's in the planner. And I love that it's always up here in the top right-hand corner, or excuse me, top left-hand corner. And it is our guiding verse for the week. And this is one that is super important. So it's from Habakkuk 2:3. And here's what it says in the planner. It says, "But these things I plan won't happen right away." Do you have some things that you're planning that aren't happening right away? Well, maybe this is going to give you a little bit of encouragement. It says, "Slowly, steadily, surely the time approaches when the vision will be fulfilled. If it seems slow, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed." Okay, do you need a reminder of this today? Let me put this in context a little bit so that you see why this applies to your life. So, let's back up a little bit. The chapter before this, so this is chapter 2 that we're reading from. The chapter before this, right before those verses, the heading in my Bible says, "Why is God silent now?" Why is God silent now? And I'm just wondering, do you maybe feel like God is silent in your life? He's given you a vision, but it's not happening the way you thought it would. It's not showing up the way that you expected it to. It's not showing up on the timeline that you thought it was going to happen. Okay, well, take heart here. So if we back up, so the heading, like right before all this, is "Why is God silent now?" And then the author goes into all of these questions of why is God silent? Why is he not showing up the way I expected him to? And then in chapter 2, verse 1, it says, what's God going to say to my questions? So he's just gone on this huge kind of rampage of all of these questions of why is God not showing up the way I expected? And maybe you're feeling the same way right now. You've just poured out all these questions. God, why is it not happening the way you said it would? Why is it not looking like the vision I thought it would? Why is the timeline not the way I expected it to be? And so the author goes on to say in chapter 2, he says, "I'm braced for the worst. I'll climb to the lookout tower and scan the horizon. I'll wait to see what God says, how he'll answer my complaint." Do you see what he's doing here? He's anticipating the worst from God, expecting God to basically kind of pour out some wrath on him because he questioned him. And so I want to give you some hope today because I love God's response. I love it. And I want you to know today that if you've been asking those questions, God is not angry with you. He's not. Because I serve a God that loves us unconditionally. And some of us need to soak that in this week, that God is not responding with wrath and anger. He's responding with love, and he gets it. He gets your frustration, but it is in his perfect timing. And there are some things to your vision that you can't see just yet. And sometimes it's not even about us. God has that vision for your life, but there are some other people, there are some other things that are going to be impacted because of your vision. And right now, God is working out all the details to make that happen. And so you've got to trust him. Okay, so watch how my God responds. And then God answered. This is chapter 2, verse 2. Then God answered, write this. Write what you see. Write it out in big block letters so that it can be read on the run. This vision message is a witness pointing to what is coming. All right, so that's verse 2. And this is why I think it is so important that you have a visual of the dream, of the goal that you are working toward. You've got to write it in big block letters so that you can see it on the run. I'm going to shift my camera a little bit so you can see my vision board there. You can see some other stuff on my desk. But that's one reason I am such a huge fan of vision boards, because I can see it on the run. I can look at it. I can see the vision that God's given me. It's the same thing in the iBloom planner. And that's not my real planner. That's one I have just for you guys. But my real one is right here. Let me just show you my vision board. This is why we put the vision board in the planner, is so that every day you can look at it and be reminded of the vision that God has given you. You can be reminded of what you're working toward. We've got to keep it in front of us. We've got to be reminded. And even if it's not happening right now, it's for a purpose. And we've got to have joy in the journey. It's not just about the destination that we're going to. Some of us, in the pursuit of a goal, have lost our joy. We feel like God's not showing up. The vision's not being fulfilled the way that we thought it would, in the timing that we thought it would. And so we've lost heart. We've forgotten to have joy in this journey. Because let me tell you, girls, it's not about the destination. It's really not. It's about this journey that God has us on. It's about Him leading and guiding us and how He wants to grow and flourish us in the process. And so right now, if you're feeling a little discouraged that the goal that you set, the vision that God's given you is not happening, I want you to take heart. And I want you to know with every fiber of your being that God is at work, that He's working out every itty bitty detail, and you have to continue to be faithful. You have to continue to do your part. You can't sit back and do nothing and wonder where God is. You've got to be faithful in the steps that He's given you and do what He's called you to do. And as you do that, in His perfect timing, the vision that He's given you, the goal, the dream that He's given you, it will be fulfilled. And what I know is that every time I've had to wait on a goal to be fulfilled, God has used that time to grow me. And when I accomplish that goal, I'm a different person. I'm a better person because who God shaped me to be. Okay, so let me read you our verse again in a different version. It says, the vision is coming. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. This vision message is a witness pointing to what is coming. So that vision God's given you, it's pointing to what will come. It aches for the coming. It can hardly wait. Do you feel that way when you think about your goals, your vision? You can't hardly wait for it to be fulfilled. Well, the same thing's happening with that vision or that goal. It can't wait to be fulfilled because God's put it in you. He has put that desire in your heart, and it is for a purpose. If it seems slow in coming, does it seem slow in coming? Here's what we're to do. We're to wait. We're to wait, and that doesn't mean wait and do nothing. That's a wait and an active verb. We've got to wait and do our part. We've got to do what God's told us to do. It's on its way. It will come right on time. So, this week, I want you to memorize that verse. I want you to study that verse inside and out because some of you need this reminder. You need the promise that God, the vision He gave you, it's going to happen. It's coming, but God's getting everything ready. There are other people involved in your vision, and they get to be blessed by the vision, the goal, this thing that God's entrusted to you. When it's accomplished, other people are going to be blessed. You are going to have grown into the woman that God desires you to be. And so this week, I want to encourage you to have joy in the journey. It's not just about the destination or the fulfillment of that goal or vision. God's got some things for you on the journey, and we want to enjoy it. We want to soak it up. All right. I hope you have the most incredible week. I want to invite you to a webinar that I'm doing tomorrow night. And it's all about transforming our life. So maybe you're coming here and you're thinking, I don't have a vision. I don't have a goal. I don't know what this is that she's talking about. I want to invite you to join me because I'm going to teach you how to dream big and how to trust God in that waiting period. I'll post the link for it as soon as I'm done with this. But it's a free webinar that I'm doing tomorrow night. And I'm going to share about my journey over the last year and how God gave me a bigger vision for my life and what that has looked like and how that has played out. And in the process of that, I'm going to teach you how you can do the same. So I'll post the link for that. I would love for you to join me for the webinar. And even if you can't be there live, go ahead and sign up so I can send you the recording afterwards. All right, have an awesome week. I cannot wait to see what God's going to do as He just reignites that vision, that purpose, that passion that He's given you and reminds you that there can be joy in the waiting. There can be joy in the journey. All right, hope to see you tomorrow night.